Good morning. Well, it's morning to me. You'll probably be watching this in the afternoon or in the evening or 5 years from now. But it's 9/8/2011. Can't sleep. I got woken up by the cars driving past for some stupid reason, and probably because of the usual. I can't. I've had too much caffeine, believe it or not, and that and sugar are the only, next to air, are the only drugs in my life at this time. So I know I need to stop this quaint, asinine, destructive addiction that I have to caffeine. And if you're wondering, because I'm sure you can see this beautiful painting here was done by Courtney, future president of America, I say. Well, if you can't see it, just in case, I'll bring it up closer. I don't think it's going to be all, I think it's going to be kind of off color with all the green that I have in the background. But I think it's an amazing piece, and I'm lucky to have it. She was 11 when she did this, so I think it's pretty good for an 11-year-old. I'm lucky to have it in my collection. Alright, I'm gonna say this now because, I'm sure I'll be ranting and raving about it later on in the coming weeks. Because I love doing it. I bought, this isn't a promotion for this specific product, but I just woke up so I'm tired, and I did it half consciously or full consciously, maybe subconsciously. I always wanted to do it, and I finally did it. So it just rose up from my unconscious to my subconscious, and I'm like, oh, I want to buy it. So or maybe my id was out to lunch, I don't know. But I bought gbtv, which is, for all you not in the know, it's Glenn Beck television. And I don't know. The only thing I could say is I hope he does exactly, there's some good things he's going to be doing, like maybe creating jobs here in the States for people. I do like the E4, the education, entrepreneurship. I forgot the other two. See, I need to educate myself. But I do like the education, the entrepreneurship, and then that's kind of cool. Engaging and all that kind of stuff. Actually, because I feel stupid for not knowing what the E4 is, or forgetting. And luckily, I have TV right here. So I'm going to bore you to tell you what it is. Yeah, this is dead air right now. As I'm looking it up, it is kind of funny. Because I know a lot of what I state is adverse to Glenn Beck, but there are some things that he hits. You take away the I don't care if it offends anyone. You take away the religious part, that you got to take away the religious part, because you can't force religion upon other people. That is a personal thing. Religion cannot be a cornerstone of a shared consciousness. That is a personal thing, because it gets overtold that you cannot point the fingers towards those who wrote the Declaration of Independence and those who were the forefathers of the country and point out slavery. Yes, you can, but you could be a good person and not have a belief in a God or gods or higher being or other consciousness or whatever. You don't need to say, I need help, Lord, blah blah blah, or I pray for my father, or I pray for this, or I hope to have it. That is an individual thing. That's not, because there are people who believe in these religions, but they're horrible people, as there are horrible people who don't believe, and that could be vice versa. But to strictly say that, because I notice this too, that people are getting upset that on the Pepsi can that there isn't in God that we trust. Why is it in God we trust? Why does it need that? Just be in 61, or is it 62, when prayer was taken out of school, or the start of prayer was taken out of school, because when I was young we still prayed in school, but when it was taken out, is that all of a sudden when we went into a decline in our country? I mean, really? People who were hanging people from trees, that was an upswing of our history? Or when people were 3/5 of a person because they weren't white male, or women couldn't vote, that was an upswing to our society? Or when a job is taken from the United States and taken to, say, Mexico, and it goes from, in the United States, being 14, 15, 25, 50 bucks an hour to 45 cents an hour, that's an upswing? I mean, are we really that juvenile? I mean, yes, it helps the NASDAQ, and it helps the stock, and it helps the CEOs and the corporate offices and stuff like that. But you cannot at all state that you are a capitalistic society and have streets filled with businesses that are boarded up, because, or say like Flint, where you have factories, or even Pittsburgh, when you have factories and oil places all cut down for profit, because they're sent over to a different country for cheaper prices. That's not helping. I mean, what would help is that everybody be on the same playing field. I'm be called communist or whatever by the fascists, but if it was all on the same playing field everywhere, things would be a lot different. But that's too hard to think. It's like trying to contemplate or show that the possibilities of maybe there could be new letters created in the alphabet, going from 26 letters to 30, and saying that we could possibly, it's thinking in a different realm. It's higher mathematics. But we have this limited version of how things are. We say that George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and all these other people were these great guys, and the Constitution's amazing, which for what it is, but Glenn Beck in that sense is right, that we are forgetting our history, and you cannot